Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day here of the LiuLi Cup 2024 Grand Finals Playoffs Day number 3. I'm, of course, Josai VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all. Whew, as we are more than halfway through the playoffs, we've already been adieu to a handful of players that have been knocked out of the tournament, and we're here to say goodbye to 2 more. We have 2 best of 5s here ready for you tonight. A best of 5 between herO and Reynor. Likewise, a best of 5 between MaxPax and Skillus. Oh boy, so 2 series here tonight. It's a bit of a shorter broadcast, but I'm fine with that because we got another broadcast right after this. It's our second broadcast of the day, our third broadcast, we're second of 3, if you will. But here we go. We are jumping right in. Visas are done, and we are getting to our first game of the series. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Frostline, we have the Italian Zerg player, the red Zerg, representing Basilisk. It is Reynor. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is herO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is, fam. You know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat, as this is, of course, a best of 5, not a best of 3, not a best of 7. 5 matches potentially in total. We'll see if we can make it that far, as this is going to be a rematch from Masters Coliseum. Again, herO and Reynor, they faced off in the upper bracket, I want to say quarterfinals of Masters Coliseum, and in the end it did go the way of herO. herO did take the series. herO, he is favored against Reynor, but what I will say in Masters Coliseum, went to the ace match, went all the way to game 5. It was a very close back and forth between herO and Reynor, and it did almost go the way of the Italian stallion. So he has it in him to take maps and to take games and series off of herO. We'll see if Reynor can get his revenge. We'll see if he can redeem himself from Masters Coliseum, as that was merely 1 week ago. Just week after week, just non-stop StarCraft. It's great. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let's go. Let's go. So chat, Reynor facing a Zerg. True. He has cast aside his Protoss for the time being. I'm sure we'll see some of his Protoss if he does advance on into later rounds. For those that are curious, Reynor, to make it this far in the tournament last night, he did take down Dark. He took down Dark to make it this far. But how did he do so? With Protoss. But Dark was also playing everyone was playing Protoss. Everyone was just Protossing it up. It was crazy, it was wild, it was a fun series, is what I will say. And in the end, of course, it go the way of Reynor, just barely. Likewise, herO, he was able to advance on as well. herO, he actually, he came down from the upper half of the bracket. From the upper bracket, he went down to Clem in the upper bracket. Whew, and now these two face off against each other to advance on to the lower bracket semifinals. We'll see who it's going to be. Oh boy. As herO came in with the Pro Scout, confirming what was going on. Hatch gas pull here out of Reynor. herO just going for the gate expand. Behind this, going for his own tech of choice. Once again, a Stargate opener. Everything looking as it should. Everything looking normal for the time being. We have initial Stargate. From here, we'll see if herO does open Void Rate to hide his tech, or just into Oracles into a third base. I mean, more often than not, herO does open Standard. It's really in the mid game where he can mix things up and can shake it up as well. Of course, herO just had his series against Cyril in the finals of Masters Coliseum, where herO was very tricky, if you will. He was very aggressive, and more than a couple of times was able to catch Cyril off guard with Glaive Adepts, was able to catch him off guard with All-Ins, and able to, in general, catch him unawares. And we'll see if he can do the same to Reynor, or if herO is more comfortable getting to standard games against Reynor as well, which I'm sure he is. I mean, it's how he beat him in in Masters Coliseum, true. Didn't have to rely on aggression, could just play it out standard macro. In saying that though, welcome to Frostline. Frostline is a very large map in the map pool, very difficult to defend as well. We've seen time and time again players struggle here to defend all 4 bases. We've seen a lot of scrappy games. Of course, we were casting here last night. We had crazy base trades and very intense situations here on Frostline, as is typically the case. So coming into this, I do kind of favor Reynor. I'm curious how herO is going to approach this kind of map, this kind of style here. I would expect something more aggressive on Frostline. As Reynor does get supply blocked, will slow him down. Behind this, just droning, saturating, getting his third base up running. Queens are amassing as we speak to defend against the Oracle. Speaking of, the Oracles are out. We're banking up 2 Oracles, soon to be a 3rd Oracle as well. As we zoom across the map, back home spores have just been thrown down. We have a spore on the way to the natural, spore already done in the main. We are ready here for the Oracles. Despite that, we'll see if herO can get some damage done. He's moving out. He's going to be moving out. So do dip in. Oh! Do dip in. Falling back behind this standard follow-up. Going to be a Twilight Council on Forge, into +1 and Blink. A Gateway Explosion behind this. Just settling into 3 bases. So far, everything looking as it should from the side of herO. Oracles, they look for a way in towards that natural. Alas, they take a little bit of shield damage at least. They're going to be zoned back. Lair is on the way for Reynor. Now, Reynor does go for a Lair first. That is a Lair before Roach Warren, before Bathing Nest, and even before the Evo Chamber. So, really fast Lair here out of Reynor. I'm expecting Lair into Hydra Den, into Ling Hydra. That is at least what we expect to see. We'll see if Reynor does mix it up. Evo Chamber's done. Most likely for +1 melee. Oracles, they dip in, they dip out. They do take some hold damage, and so far, no major damage. So far, no drone kills either. Reynor, he's keeping up. As you mentioned, we did assume it was going to be Hydras, so again, fast Lair into Hydras. We assumed it was going to be +1 melee, but no, we're rushing into +1 range. This does lead us to believe that with +1 range on the way, this leads into +2. This leads into a faster infestation, but potentially into faster lurkers. We'll keep an eye on the tech here of Reynor. Regardless, is at least rushing the Hydra tech. Is going to be hyper-fixated on those Hydras. herO moving in. Oh! Whoa, on a bit of a hay move there. Does get caught out. Nice damage here on that first Oracle. Behind this, working towards the Temple Archives, we have our splash damage choice. This has been the go-to for a lot of Protoss players in the mid to late game, or just getting into a longer game state against Zerg, just because of the change to the, defensive ability, I should say. Just because the introduction of the NG overcharge, it means that storms are a lot more flexible here, a lot more available here to the aggressing Protoss player. Less so Colossus. Colossus is now a little bit more old school. Instead, we see more High Templar, more Storm. Oh. That's the direction that herO is working towards. Building up his Stalkers, getting ready for a move out. As herO moves out, Reynor, he's ready for a Ling run by. Is ready for it. herO moves out. It's going to be poking in. God, that one Oracle still taking a lot of hits. And this is what we assumed Infestation mid. Yeah, we assumed with the +1 range into +2 that Reynor, he's going to be rushing towards Hive and rushing towards Lurkers. Now, a couple Lings here to reinforce. Hydras are coming from behind. Oh, they want the Oracles. They want them, and they're going to get them as well. One Oracle goes down, collapsing on the Stalkers. Reynor getting caught off guard. Sorry, herO getting caught off guard, I wanted to say. And herO has to back the hell up. Has to pull back. Reynor catching more Stalkers. So far, a very nice catch. Reynor catching 4 Stalkers and an Oracle for only Lings. So a very efficient trade here from Reynor. Trading minerals for gas. Behind this, 4th base getting fully saturated. Taking extra gas guys as well. Taking all gases, actually. To afford what? To afford Lurkers. Again, Hive is on the way. Lurker Den is on the way. So Reynor, he's rushing into Lurker tech. herO expanding towards Reynor. We'll see if we can get away with it. Likewise, herO taking the center base at the same time. Going for the 5th. Reynor, he spots the expansion. Is going to attempt to delay. Coming with 2 armies. Coming in with 2 forces. The wall is not quite a wall. Another Oracle goes down. And Storm is not quite ready yet. Or I should say the NG isn't quite ready yet. Pushing back the Hydras. Meanwhile, the 4th race was denied, I'm assuming. Yep. No, that was a kill. Ooh, that was a kill, not a cancel. There's some brittle losses for herO. Setting up back at home. Stasis goes off. Hydra's moving in. Reynor just shut down the cannons. Kill the expansion. Containing herO here on 3 bases. Trying to re-expand, taking a 4th. Now expanding away from Reynor. And here come the Lurkers. Reynor, he has a lot of momentum. Caught out the Stalkers. Denied the expansion. herO, he is in trouble. Behind this, he's trying to work towards Sky Toss, but he's stumbling his way there. He needs time. And I'm not sure if he's going to get it. Reynor is coming in. Storms are available. Lurkers, they lead the charge. And they are within range. Decent Storms. Storms initially. There's just so many lurkers pushing in. Against Storms, they slow down the push. Well, Hydra's already Mudlings behind this. Oh. Reynor being sent away. Nice storm on the Hydras. The wall is being broken. High Templar going down. Reynor, he's slowly pushing in. And he's getting within range of the mineral line. Nice snipe on some of those lurkers. But here it just doesn't have enough. He's coming in for a flank. Oh no! But he gets around it. Lings, they collapse on the army. Final High Templar goes down. No more storm. And with that, Reynor, he has broken the third base. And Hero cannot stop this army. Reynor even just ignoring the third. Going straight for the kill. Straight for the natural. Here he was trying to work towards Sky Toss, but last could not. And Reynor, he should be able to break this location. 24 probes going down. The production GG gets called, and Reynor will take game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. A very strong game here from Reynor. As we mentioned here on Frostline, it is very difficult to defend your 4th base. We saw Hero lose it initially here, lose momentum, and just fall from there. It isn't just a difficult 4th base to protect, but the 3rd base as well. Unlike on other maps, the entrance to the 3rd base, as you saw, is very wide open. The ramp is very wide, is very large. It is a lot easier to push in, and yeah, Hero, he was overwhelmed. GG, well played. Again, the defender has a really hard time on Frostline, and it can be really difficult to maintain yourself. Reynor was able to gain momentum, never quite let it go. And with that, Reynor takes a lead. Does take a lead. My question here is going to be, okay, which maps do we see next? And what were the vetoes? Hold on, I actually might see them. Okay, so we did have our vetoes here. Here, he got rid of Whispers of Gold, which makes sense. Whispers is known for all-ins and known for aggression, so Hero got rid of Whispers. Reynor vetoed Neon Violet Square and King's Cove. Neon Violet Square makes a lot of sense. I mean, that is kind of like the macro map. Interesting that Reynor got rid of King's Cove instead of Abyssal Reef. I mean, they can both be rough options, is what I will say. But King's Cove is another one of those larger maps, another very large map. So Reynor gets rid of 2 large maps. Hero gets rid of 2 small maps in Whispers of Gold, and he gets rid of Ultra Love as well. Ultra Love also another smaller map. I would have assumed that that a map like Frostline would have been a more difficult map to get into, but you know, Hero, he made his 2 choices. The vetoes do make sense, and now we're getting into game 2. It's going to be on ley lines. Here we go. Ley lines is going to be a smaller map compared to Frostline, but it is slightly more defendable, is what I will say. The 3rd and 4th base are more, I mean, on almost every map, they're more defendable than on Frostline. So there is that going for Hero at least. And we'll see if he can recover. We shall see. This morning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the Italian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Basilisk, leading the series 1-0. It is Ley Lines. Ley Lines? Sorry, Reynor. Jesus. Okay, I just woke up. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is HERO. Okay, hold on. We gotta lock in. Alright, we're good. Again, it's our second broadcast of the day. Earlier today, we were broadcasting the Enki Christmas Invitational. I have slept a total of 4 hours today. Let's go. Which is, it's okay. It's okay. And after this broadcast, we're going to be casting the LiuLi Cup as well. And then after that, we have KSL. And then maybe some sleep. So it's going to be a long day. Oh, no. I'm probably going to have some coffee after this tournament, after this cast, before LiuLi Cup. That's probably going to be necessary, to stay up. But we'll be good. For now, we're settling in. Okay, we're settling in. Again, hatch gas pool, standard open down to Reynor, forcing the unnatural natural, and Hero going for his own gate expand. Then gate expand into Cybercore, standard openers all around. And coming into this, especially in this map pool, like the maps are just so important, or they're just so influential. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. The maps are just very influential when it comes to which playstyles are favored, which playstyles benefit from those maps, and how powerful they can be. feel like, again, we see that time and time again for maps like Whispers of Gold and Abyssal Reef, Neon Violet Square, Amygdala. This is arguably, Leylands I should say, arguably is one of the more standard maps in the map pool, where it's a smaller map but also a little bit more defendable than on others. So we'll see if herO can bring back some momentum here and tie up the series. For now, Stargate opener is going to be the initial Stargate opener. Into third base. We'll see if herO deviates. As a reminder, last game herO did open up triple Oracle. With those Oracles, he wasn't able to get any economic damage. What's more important, though, if you recall, is that herO lost 2 Oracles before the defense as well. And Oracles, they provide, especially in current patch in modern StarCraft, Oracles, they provide so much utility when it comes to activating their pulsar beams defending against Ling floods and Ling reinforcements. When it comes to stasis traps as well, we've seen time and time again, especially with triple Oracle openers, having just a field of like 10 stasis traps, just slow down and to buy time if you know that aggression is coming, of course. But alas, herO, he lost 2 Oracles early on, so really didn't have much to work with. Have much to work with here in that last game, which didn't help. For now, Oracle once again is going for the Oracle into a third. No Void Ray, not this time. herO dips in, gets a drone. Oh, okay. 1-to-1 trade here. I'm sure Reynor is satisfied with that. I mean, ideally wouldn't have lost any workers, but still. Gets an Adept. Oracle dips in, gets a couple of drones, gets 2. Better than last time, true. Gets 2 workers, pulls away. Ooh, and because the Oracles across the map, do we defend? The probe is not gonna survive. The probe does survive. Third base has been placed. And herO holds. Here he does hold. His third isn't really delayed for too much longer. Yeah, well, true. Caffeine. Oh, no. As herO is going to be moving out. Hello, Senor Satsak. Hello. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Kalasi as well. Welcome. The streamers themselves. Good to see you all. This is going to be an earlier Twilight Council. Interesting. That's a Twilight Council before the Nexus is halfway through. Adepts commits to Shade. Queens are out of position. Link's going to be going down. Queen's having a harder time rotating. Drones are exposed. Oh, despite that, the Oracles, they're forced back, and the Oracles will barely survive. Adepts, they don't get much damage done. Not yet. They trade well with the Lings. They get 2 drones so far. They shade in towards the third base. Ling's still in the way. And Reynor, he pulls away in time. Doesn't lose many workers. That could have been disastrous. But good crisis management here by Reynor. He pulls away. He survives. Takes down an Adept. And only 2 recall. Whew. Only 2 managed to recall. Those 2 drones, 16 links for 3 Adepts. Still an efficient trade by Reynor, but at least, by herO, but at least Reynor didn't lose many workers. And behind this, Blink is on the way. And a gateway explosion. Now, this is very suspect here. Ooh, that's a lot of gateways. We're getting up to 4 extra gates, 6 in total. Very much so a delayed forge. Delayed upgrades. With this here, can be a little bit more aggressive. Commits to the Shade once again. Getting a couple workers. Link's out of position. It's 1 drone so far. And here he does get a second drone. It's a second drone. Shades away. Oracles are here to reinforce. And here it can be active earlier this time with Link Stalkers. Still building up his 6 gates. That's a 7th gate on the way. And this is feeling like a 3 base 8 gate all in. Feeling to lead in that direction. Meanwhile, Reynor's going for his own all in, by the way. Adepts are shading in. At the same time, Lings, they hit at the third base. Stalkers are in position. What I'm getting at, though, is we do have Overlord Speed. Stasis goes up. Ooh, no major connections. But Overlord Speed is on the way. Queens are amassing. Reynor, he is redroning, though. herO force back. herO shading it once again. Drones are going down. Finally, damage is being dealt. 6 drones so far. More gateways on the way. I believe that is an 8-gate setup. And here he's moving out. He's moving out again, this time a much more assertive hero compared to game 1. Very much so in Reynor's face. Now, thankfully, Reynor is going Ling Roach or Ling Ravager. He's not rushing into Hydras, so he will have an army to defend. But can he save the 4th base? Is it too late? Stage escapated out. Lings to engage. Oh, gonna be forced back. Hatchery does fall. Ran down to 3 bases. With overload speed, I was assuming he was going to go for a Drop Lord counterattack, but for now he's just building on more Lings, more Ravagers, going for a counterattack instead with Lings. No Drop Lord. He's moving out. And here he's takes his gases, taking up into a 2nd Forge, plus on armor, charge as well. Very gateway heavy here from herO. And here come those Drop Lords. So the regular overlords are going to be going down. Stasis, oh, they don't go up. One of them does. Massive connection. Lings are getting shut down. herO blinking up into the main. Trading very efficiently. And Reynor trying to move out. Going for that Drop Lord harass. Alas, the Lings, they keep getting caught out. Not like this. The Lings. The stasis. They're popping off. Here is pulling Reynor apart. And Reynor trying to be active, trying to get some kind of damage done. But now his lack of tech is hurting him. We mentioned before that he was going to be able to survive against an all-in with Ling Ravager, but it hasn't been an all-in. I mean, it's been hyper-aggressive, yes, but here he's expanding. And he's just outscaling Reynor. Reynor just getting stuck longer and longer here on just a low-tech army. Trying to chase herO down. Comes in with a surround. The Blinks! Ooh, oh my god, the Blinks a little bit too late. Files connect. Files do connect. Drop Lords into the natural. herO pushing in towards the natural as well. Force a recall. Force a recall back home. A probes going down. Lings A butts into the main. Getting even more workers. This is good damage, but herO still has a terrifying army. And he wants to go for the kill. Alas is hacking with only half of it though. Oh, how many queens? 3. Only 3 queens. Oracles, they commit. Queens being forced back. Reinforcements have arrived, and herO is looking to overwhelm. Reynor, he's trying to hold on. Still stuck on 61 workers. Barely a 3-base economy. So it's going off, getting baited. Not bad. Reynor, though, he's running out of Lings. Yeah, he is running out. Reinforcements have arrived. herO, he's breaking through. He's getting some of those roaches. At least trying to. Barely not. Reynor holds. He's holding. Plus 2 is almost done. Getting just shield upgrades as well. As herO is also very committed. Also not taking up either. Just mass gateway ban. Getting straighting well. Oh. Let's take a couple of bites to the face. Takes the vials. Still shaving off more roaches. Bathing run by coming in. herO, does he respond in time? Up! Up! Oh, he does. Does pull away. Despite... Oh no! He's not moving! Massive connections. 13 probes go down. Very nicely done. herO's own economy. Likewise in the gutter. Oh, okay. Does go back to mining. Still very tense between Reynor and herO. As Reynor, he's barely surviving. Or barely holding. Maybe a better way of putting it. And the bailing run by Zay continue. Getting 5 more probes. Plus on shields now done for herO. And now he can focus on the push. And this time doesn't have to worry about run-bys. The Link flank is getting set up. Dodges the wilds. Bailings are about to finish up. Lings, they do dive in. And they try to. do try to dive. There's 3-4 station traps behind this. One stasis goes off. Nice connection in for herO. Ooh, and a massive connection on the Ravagers as well. And with that stasis, herO, I think he's done it. Yeah, he breaks through. Ravagers are falling. Lings, they do engage quite nicely, but here come the Zealot reinforcements. And herO, he has done it. He breaks the defensive line. There's just not enough to defend. GG gets called, and herO ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. herO does tie things up. Again, a much more aggressive, much more assertive style here out of herO. It was interesting. It was basically, it was basically all in out of herO. He went up to, I want to say, 9 gates towards the end. He was expanding, yes, but he was staying on a very low-tech army, purely Stalker and Zealot. His goal was to overwhelm and to break Reynor, and he was doing enough damage to maintain a lead. As Reynor, who was losing queens, losing a lot of lings as well, losing workers, losing bases. Remember, Reynor, he lost his 4th base early on, so it meant that Reynor couldn't really afford to tech up and to try to get into Hydra tech. He was stuck on Ling Roach Ravager, stuck on, in a way, a worse army, and he was overwhelmed. GG. GG, well played. With that, that's going to lead us into game number 3. From one of the smaller maps into now one of the larger maps. Up next, we're going to be loading into Amygdala. Amygdala, again, known for longer games, known for the mid game, known for late game. We have seen some Protoss players behave in a similar way that we saw herO attempt on Frostline. If you remember on Frostline, herO, he was expanding towards Reynor, and it was trying to push in, but he got caught out in the center of the map and then just lost from there. We have seen herO attempt that same style on Amygdala, where he likewise expands towards Reynor and tries to commit into just a mass gateway composition where he just breaks through and breaks the defenses of Reynor. We'll see if he does that here, or if he does go into Sky Toss. That's the other option, is to be more defensive, get your 4-base setup, and just take into Sky Toss into a late game composition. We've seen a lot of late game on Amygdala. Lots of late game. And we'll see if herO does embrace that style. We'll see if Reynor tries to be the aggressor this time instead. It can be difficult, can be very difficult going all in on Amygdala just because of the size of the map, especially from the Zerg perspective, just because for Protoss players they can reinforce on the front lines with a proxy, less so for Zerg. But we'll see. We'll see if Reynor gets creative. As we're getting into game number 3, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Italian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Basilisk. Ooh, going for a 12 pool. Bold move. It is Reynor. Okay. I see you. I see you. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, going for a standard opener for Wavell Gaming. It is herO. I let him cook, Bappy, let him cook. Now, 12 pools are not necessarily all in. They're a way to gain a bit of momentum early on and disrupt the opener of the opponent. That is true. We'll see how hard Reynor commits, bearing in mind that alongside this 12 pool, there is no proxy hatch. There are variations where you proxy hatch across the map and you 12 pool, then you link flood and you disrupt the wall, and then you can break through and all in. That is not happening here. So there is no proxy. herO does dip in for a scout. herO, he will confirm how late the expansion is. And with this, he'll dip into the main and confirm the timing of the lings and the timing of the spawning pool. So herO, he should dips back for now. Does turn back around. Regardless, with this position, herO, he's going to see the lings. And he confirms. Yeah, now he knows. Because he pulled away, that means that herO didn't get surrounded on creep. So he's able to keep the probe alive. And back at home, 2-gate setup. Back at home, herO, he delays his own Nexus for a second gateway, and he chronos out the first Zealot as well. So a very strong reaction here. This means that herO, his, of course, economy is going to be delayed, but so is Reynor's economy, bearing in mind that with the 12 pool, no gases, so no link speed. Zealot has arrived. Now we have our dance. We do require a pro to be pulled down here to protect and to preserve that Zealot, to make sure it doesn't get surrounded. Basically, this dance here, where these lings can threaten the production, and then they try to bait the Zealot out of the wall, and then they can try to get us around. But alas, in the end, Reynor backs off. Reynor, he retreats. And now the pressure is on Reynor, because Reynor, he kind of forced this response, and now you have to reap what you sow. What I mean by that, there's going to be 2 Zealots and 2 Adepts. With a 2-gate follow-up here, ooh, he delays. Okay, He skips out, he delays the adept production in favor of faster tech. Interesting. It is a lot more standard to open up and to go for adepts and then to go for like a double zealot, double adept counterattack, and to force Lings out of Reynor and to force down a queen and to have this kind of little skirmish early on that can potentially get economic damage. But no, here he forgoes it. He skips out on the adepts entirely, faster Stargate into Stalker. Curious. So it looks like he doesn't feel too confident that he can get early game damage done here against Reynor. And I want to believe that a big reason for this decision is the map itself. We spoke about it earlier, but the rush distance by ground on Amygdala is very long. So it's possible that herO doesn't believe that he can actually get any counter damage done. So why bother? Why even try? Instead, faster Stargate into the Oracle instead to gain map control. So again, interesting kind of decisions here from our players. So it's selling into a longer game. Gases are now being taken. And Reynor should eventually get into Ling speed. Unlike in ZVT, where you can afford to skip Ling speed and go straight into Roaches, that is less viable here. Oh my, speaking of being less viable, herO, he delays his third base as well. The Overlord is going to be pinned back. The Scout is going to be denied, ideally here for herO. What does he go for? 2 gates and a Twilight Council. This screams Glaive Adepts. Oh boy. Again, this is all on 2 bases before the third. Now, it's herO, so technically here he could go for like earlier blink into like a blink based all in, but should be glaives. Especially bearing in mind because of how late the gases are, right? Like Ling speed just began, and there's no roaches. We can't afford roaches. We have no gas for it. Okay, glaives are on the way. Gateways are coming online. This is the 4-gate setup. Now herO expands. Remember, this is not an all-in, but this is designed to give herO an edge, give him a lead. And against the setup that Reynor has, I wouldn't believe he can. We'll see. Reynor going for the Evo chamber, which means more gas is going to be spent on plus on melee, most likely, which means a big delay on roaches. A massive delay. Now, something that's more gas efficient that Reynor could go for, as stasis is going to be shut down, is Banelings. He could throw down a more reactive Baneling nest, and that could be done in time, but nope, there it is. Roaches are going to be on the way. There's +1 range in production as well. And we'll see how many roaches Reynor has in time, as the adepts, they're looking to move out. Are moving out. Reynor, I believe he does see it. Yeah, he does put the move out. He's walling up. Lings are amassing. Is getting ready. Thankfully, Reynor did control both Xel'Nagas, so he's fully aware of what's going on. He will not be caught by surprise. He has precious seconds to react, and sometimes that's all that it takes. Oh god, the third base though. Third base is exposed. herO, he wants those drones. He wants them. Oh my god, Lings, they try to engage. Elastic gets turned away. herO shading towards that natural. Yeah, pins himself behind, up against that wall, up against Roach Warren. Lings, they flood in, but very efficient fight here for herO. As reinforcements have arrived, Lings, they just get annihilated. 6 roaches are in production, but herO, he breaks through, takes out every single Ling, shades into the main. More drones going down, and Reynor is getting pulled apart. 7 drone kills. Takes down a Roach. Shades towards the third. He wants those drones. He wants them. Forces them back. More depths on the way, shading towards the natural. Cashing out some of his workers. Oh, and he's shading in. Yeah, he is shading in. Reynor a little bit later here to pull away. So far, 9, 10, 11 drone kills, and he's still not done. And behind all this, double river, double immortal production. Shades into the main, more drones falling. Reynor is falling behind. And again, the problem we mentioned earlier about the adept opener of herO is, well, the rush distance, how large the map is. Reynor, he can't counterattack. He cannot counterattack. He's going to be stuck in 14 drones going down. That is insane. And herO gets 1 more towards the end, gets another 2, gets another 3 drone kills, 17 in total. Ay, ay, ay. 17 drone kills. And Reynor, what does he do from here? He's re-droning, he's taking gases, no lair, no roach speed, no tech, no nothing here for Reynor. herO, he's making 2 immortals at a time. He is perfectly safe and sound. Here he even delays the expansion. Oh god! Jesus. He delays the expansion. Takes a lot of hits. Takes a lot of damage. Oracle does survive, just barely. No, no. And with that here, he can just settle in. He can settle into Amygdala. He has the economic advantage. This entire time, Reynor has been re-droning. He's just now going into his lair. Really, there's just nothing to threaten herO. That's the biggest issue right now, is that there's nothing to really move out across the map with. So herO, he can be greedier, to be honest. If he wanted to, he could knock down these rocks, get a 4th base, potentially get the gold. He can take that risk, tech up into a bay, into Colossus or Disruptors, take extra gases, second forge, upgrades. Like herO, he doesn't have to stop here. Is moving out early on though. And the Immortals have arrived. herO, he wants to go for the kill. At the same time, Reynor going for a massive counterattack. Can he force a recall? Meanwhile, that was a cancel. That was a cancel on the expansion. herO moving in. At the same time, Lings, they hit the mineral line. herO, he pulls away. He abandons the base. And herO, he has a death bull of an army. Oh my god. Commits to the shade. Oh, Roche Ravager in position though. I'd have to say, do move in ahead of time. The rest of the army does come in. Lings, they flood into the natural. I'd have to say, warp in back at home. Third base is going to go down for herO, getting 35 probe kills. Very nice damage. But the reality is that herO, he can just kill the bases. He can just kill the main army. herO, he'll eventually defend, despite losing so much of his economy. He should be fine at home. And Reynor is not. Oh, the Bailings though. Bailings are trying to waddle in. Nice force fields. Bailings that don't quite connect. I'd have to say, shade into the main. Drone's going to be going down. Boys are being pulled, getting some of the Immortals. Reynor, can he pull off this defense? Oh no, they're coming back. Oh no, they came back. The Adepts have returned. Miles, they get one. Ooh, one Immortal does go down as well. The Prism, the Miles. Ooh. Miles do connect. And Reynor, he's holding. Wow, he's holding on. herO a little bit lax here in the defense back at home. He was overconfident. I mean, I was confident in his attack as well, but he did not break through. He did not kill Reynor. And now suddenly, Reynor, he can macro out of this. Wow, this should not have happened here. He wasn't aware of the base either. A full mineral line has been mining the entire time. And again, herO, he didn't have to go for the all-in. He could have just chilled and macroed. But this gave Reynor an opportunity. So the comeback is real. Here. The mainstream has cams, by the way, and I can already picture herO just shaking his head. I got not like this. Again, it did seem like the shade into the main maybe not the best idea because it exposed the Immortals and exposed the Stalkers as well. So yeah, herO, now he's even more committed. Now he's up against Ravager Bane. Ooh, takes the Bailings to the face. Oh no, the Bailings! The Bailings, they crash in. And Reynor, he does it. He defends. He survives. The comeback is real. Best case scenario for Reynor was herO to fail and all in. And it worked. Did work in the end. Did work in the end. The all in failed. herO, he keeps trying to get some damage done. Reynor on a very comfortable 40 drones. 40 drones. GG gets called. Yeah, the writing is on the wall. And Reynor, he takes a lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG. Well played. Reynor, he does take it here. Does survive. herO, he was far ahead. He was... I mean, we can even just have a look here. herO, he's the blue line, by the way. herO, he had a massive army, he had a massive advantage, and herO, he fumbled the all-in the end. Of course, herO, he did decide not to recall back home. He made the decision that the Lings of Reynor would kill the mineral lines, would kill the bases. herO, he chose to commit, and he barely did not pull it off in the end. Very impressive. Very impressive there by Reynor, that Reynor was able to hold and survive while his Lings wreaked havoc. And again, here he made the decision to allow those Lings to wreak havoc as well. And I don't blame him. Like, I was also very confident in herO's army and herO's push, but as we saw, like, he split up his own forces. Reynor was able to deal with one half of the army at a time. GG. GG, well played. Whew. And with that, Reynor needs one more game. He needs one more game to take it all and to bring herO down, which would be an upset. Like, herO historically has a massive winning record against Reynor, but despite that, up against the wall as we load into Abyssal Reef. Okay, here we go. Now, Abyssal is one of the larger maps in the map pool, known for, I mean, I was going to say known for macro games, known for defense as well. I was going to say the same about Amygdala. I mean, to be fair, I was talking a lot about like heroes all in, but a lot of it also came down to the opener as well, and herO catching Reynor with his pants down. The initial glaive up start from herO was very successful, that's what I will say, very successful, and led into that kind of game state. But we'll see. We'll see what our plans are going to be coming into our next game. Potentially the final game of the series. Potentially. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the Italian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Basilisk, one game away from advancing on and from eliminating herO from the tournament. It is Reynor. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player from South Korea, representing Weibo Gaming. It is herO. We go. So we are going to settle in. Again, Reynor, he's so close. He's so close to redeeming himself, to bringing herO down. herO, he was the one that knocked Reynor down to lower brackets in Master Colosseum. Reynor, close to getting his revenge. herO going with the Probe Scout, forcing the unnatural natural. We can calm things down, we can settle in. And when it comes to Abyssal Reef, we mention this all the time, but again, the Rush-resistant spy ground is very long. On top of that, very defendable bases. As you can see here, as a Protoss, you can, or even as a Zerg as well, you can wall off this ramp quite easily with a handful of buildings. You just wall the area off and then focus your defense at the third base instead, and then move forward and defend the fourth, get the fifth base as well. All these bases are very centralized, they're very close to each other, very easy to rotate and to pivot between them. As a result, easier to maintain these bases as well. As a result, we often do see the late game on Abyssal Reef, and we have seen herO embrace SkyToss as well. In saying that though, this series has been quite fast. We're in game 4 already here, and I know it's been an hour, but the games themselves have been very aggressive games. Every single game, actually, we've seen aggression from either Reynor or from herO. We haven't really been able to establish like a proper forward base economy and like a proper mid to late game. That hasn't happened yet. I mean, he tried to rush into SkyToss on Frostline, if you recall, but it was killed before it could really get into any SkyToss. This is a map where that's going to be more viable, but I'm sure Reynor is aware. We'll see how Reynor responds. So far droning, so far saturating. Stargate on the way. We expect an Oracle opener, but herO, he is known to mix in Voider openers from time to time. He's known for it. Here we go. And speaking of, there it is, a Void Ray. It's going to be a Voider opener here at a herO. The goal here is to hunt down this Overlord, to deny vision, deny scouting, and to hide the follow-up. It could just be Void Ray into Oracle, into a third, into just a standard game, but we could hide some tech. We could hide a Fleet Beacon into a Stargate. We have seen a rise in popularity of going Fleet Beacon into just the single Stargate into Ground Toss. Like, that has been trendy again. That was kind of making the rounds last season by Classic and GSL. That was like November of 2024. No, sorry, I'm thinking November of 2023. The years, they meld together. But yeah, that was back in November of 2023, where herO was kind of like popularizing that. That was back on Alkyone. But that was still off of like double Starport. Like, that was double Starport, Tempest Rush into Ground Toss. But it looks like that's not going to be the case here, as herO here opens up Void Ray into additional Oracles, getting his third base up and running, everything so far looking normal. Void Ray dips in. Fire that counter into Forge. And here he does have the option to go into a charge-based follow-up. We have not seen that yet in this series, but you can go +1 charge into Archons into an earlier timing. Depending on how you incorporate this build, you can also try to transition earlier into a 4th base, into Storm, into a macro game. Which players like Skills are a little bit more fond of when it comes to those charge-based openers. We'll see. Keep an eye on hero as it's going to be +1 and Blink. Okay, more of the same. +1 and Blink here out of hero. Standard follow-up. He's not mixing it up. Calming down. Oracles have arrived. They rotate between the bases. Lair is on the way. And Reynor, this time he does get the safety Roach Warren. Geyser goes down. Getting into +1 range. Interesting. With that later, we should be seeing Hydras into Roach Hydra into Lurker Tech. Here's a sign of things to come. As Hero moves out, the Oracles are across the map. The 3rd base is a little bit more exposed, but the shield battery is done in time, so Hero should be fine. Here he does deflect. Does maintain. Hero is good to go. There's that Hydrogen for Reynor. And just going Roach Hydra. As they dip in, they get a drone. Just the one. Good defense by Reynor. He maintains himself. The Oracles and Void Rays haven't really done much damage. Reynor, he shuts them down. He defends. Now he just calm down and drone up. And again, with entering a longer game state, here he takes his gases. What does that mean? That means he can afford a further tech. Temple Archives on the way into Storm, into a 4th base. So here, as we mentioned before, this map is kind of known for... Oh, the shark. Jesus. for a moment there, I thought my screen was dying. I'm like, is my screen going black? Listen, no, there's like a massive shark that floats around, so it flies around. Like, so there it is. This guy. God. He just wants to be in frame. He's like, pay attention to me. He's like, mate, we got a we got a war zone down here, mate. We got things are going on. Get out of the way. God damn. Este shark. Anyway, what was I saying? Right, Frostside known for macro, known for defense. We said that earlier. There it is, Skytoss. Skytoss on the way. Double Stargate Fleet Beacon. We're going to the late game. We're gearing up towards the late game for the first time this series, for the first time in this best of 5. Hero is embracing that Skytoss, and he's going to get there. Meanwhile, from the side of Reynor, do you see what I see? I see no infestation pit. Reynor is getting up to just under 4 base setup, 76 drones, bear that in mind. Reynor, he's intentionally cutting worker production, he's massing up Ling Hydra. Reynor, he intends to try to kill Hero before Skytoss. So very aggressive move here by Reynor. He's borderline all in, as just now throws down the infestation pit, but a very late pit, which means late hive, late lurkers, late hive tech. Reynor, he's committed, he's moving out. Likewise, late +2 as well. Now he drones. Oh, now he's droning. So it looks like Reynor, he has now recognized that he cannot kill Hero, but he had, as a result, invested quite heavily into this army. He has to make use of it. He does have to make use of it. Coming in for a split push. Does dive in. Hero out of position, doesn't see the second army. Stalkers, they respond. Reynor diving in towards the 3rd. And he's breaking through. Lings, they bust into the mineral line. Both at the natural and the 3rd. Oracle goes down. Nice pick up. Lings, they flood into the main. Decent damage, but nothing critical. Ooh, as these things, they do get 10 probes. And they get a full scout. 11 probes going down, they get a full scout. Hydras, they come back in on both sides. Storm is ready. Reynor, he has to respect it. Has to respect it, has to back up. And behind all of this, Reynor, he's taking up. Hive is now on the way. Lurker Den is on the way. Again, a lot of this is late, and ooh, he cancels the Lurker Den. Interesting. That tells us that I believe Reynor, he's going for mass Doom Drop. Oh my god. Setting up for a Doom Drop. I don't know if it's wise to cancel the Lurker Den, even if our plan is to go into like Aspire and go into Corruptor and to go into Ultras. It's an interesting move. I am concerned. I hope that was... Oh no, he canceled the wrong building. Okay, I was about to say that I'm a little bit concerned that he canceled the wrong building. That is the third Evo chamber. I'm pretty sure he was meant to cancel the Evo chamber, not the lurker den. Oh no. Oh no. He canceled the wrong build. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now we have plus. Okay, never mind. He's making use of it. +1 melee into ultras. Okay, never mind. He's making use of it. It's gonna take a while for these ultras to really come online, but let's go. Let's go. Intentional? I want to believe so. I want to believe so. Okay. Okay, we're cooking. Triple Evo. Vámonos, baby. Vámonos. I don't think it is intentional because he's not actually making use of triple Evo. Like he still has. Yeah, like it's not intentional. So you know what? Life gives you lemons. You know, make lemonade. It's fine. It's fine. As clearly didn't need the third Evo chamber, but you know, we're getting there. As here comes that Doom Drop towards the main. At the same time, here moving out. And does he force a recall? Drones are going down. There's a defensive warp in. Tempest has arrived. Reynor rushing towards that center base. There's that recall. Will defend. Does defend in time. Zelse will keep up these lanes. Eventually the cannon does help. And Tempest left behind to knock down the base. To try and knock down the expansion. Flush slow zone. Hydra's getting caught out as well. There's 11 ultras on the way. Let's go. Oh, but they take some time to really build up. And again, Reynor, he is vulnerable. Remember, he doesn't have any lurkers. Just purely Hydra. Here come those ultras. They're coming in. Oh, mass storm. Oh my god, the storm's in the mineral lines. The storm shuts down the mineral line, shuts down the Hydras. The ultras, they dive in. They do catch the High Templar. But where's the anti-air? Is my question. Where is the anti-air? The Tempest, they get free hits, free shots. And they rain down here on the ultras. And they keep going. There is no anti-air. The base is going to go down. The Sky Toss goes unchecked. And here he keeps going. Ultras, they don't shoot up. They need to learn to jump. They need... Someone give these ultras wings. Abathur, get on it. Make them into like giant Zerglings where they can like, instead of jumping up a cliff, they can like jump up and like hug the Tempest and bring it down. GG gets GG gets called as there's no anti-air. And herO will tie up the series 2-2. We're going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We do go all the way to game 5. Again, this is what we wanted. This is what we were here for. An ace match. Let's go. Let us go. The shark jump scare. I legit thought the screen was breaking when the shark showed up. Este shark. Get out of the way. Oh. GG. GG, well played. Again, it was an interesting style out of Reynor to try to hard switch into ultras like that. As we saw, the downside of trying to hard switch into ultras, if instead we had gone into lurkers, I mean, it's one of those things where I'd love to confirm, but I do think that it was a bit of a mistake to... I don't think it was intentional that he canceled the lurker den and allowed the third Evo chamber to finish. If he had gone into lurkers, the point there of getting into lurker tech is that you still are stuck on, or you're still maintaining your Hydra army. You're still making more Hydra, so you still have more anti-air to eventually get into, you know, Spire tech and get into Corruptors. Regardless, you know, herO did have momentum in that game. He had a lot going his way, and herO did overwhelm Snowball out of control with that. GG. We're going all the way to the ace match, and the ace match is going to be on El Dorado. The players, they didn't veto it, but they did not want to play on this map. It was forced all the way to the final map of the series, and we'll see how this turns out. Oh boy, what do we go for here? El Dorado, known for some quirky games and some quirky builds. What do you have for us? Let's go. One way or another, the series ends here and now in El Dorado. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of El Dorado, we have the Italian Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Basilisk, being forced into the ace match. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is Reynor. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Weibo Gaming. It is a herO. We go. So herO does move out with his scouts, and Reynor going for a 15 hatch. Settling into our openers. Thanks to the 15 hatch, the drone is able to morph into the hatchery before the probe does arrive. Is able to settle in. And welcome one and all to El Dorado. Again, typically players want to avoid playing on this map. It's just very quirky and very unique. One of the big aspects, of course, is this entire southern half of the map is completely walled off by minerals. So you have to proactively mine through this to gain access to this location. We could see either player attempt to expand in this southern location. There are gold bases available, a gold base here, a gold base towards the center as well. On top of that, you also expand towards your opponent by taking these bases, and you do reduce the time. You reduce the time it takes to get across the map significantly as well. If you want to be aggressive, if you want to move out. Because that, there have been instances where we've seen two players expand towards each other, and then suddenly they're right next to each other, and then they just all in, and things escalate real quick. It can be very difficult to defend if your opponent's all inning here. Queen walks and German taxes can be very effective, assuming that herO and Reynor do expand towards each other. If not, we could end up in a much different game state. If herO expands towards the top side and Reynor expands towards the south side, then these bases can be quite safe from each other, and we can end up towards, you know, a late game scenario with 4-base setup versus 4-base setup. Likewise, rush distance by air is very short because that Tempest rushes are a thing on El Dorado. We have seen them be very successful. Even herO has gone into Tempest rushes in the past. That is also an option, as here he does gain access to this location, mines through the minerals, and he's here to deny an expansion. Assuming there was going to be one, he checks, no mining. Reynor, he's going for the standard linear third instead. And again, here he's just making sure. Just making sure that that is the case. Stargate's on the way. If you recall, the last time we saw herO on this map was when he went for a Glaive Adept all-in against Serral, and he caught Serral completely off guard. Serral with his pants down. If you recall, basically herO, he had gone for Glaive Adepts without a Robo, without a Warp Prism, and he had proxied here at this gold location. Serral didn't know, so he was, Serral, he was walling off this ramp, and the Adepts came in from behind. Did overwhelm him. But I'm sure Reynor was watching. I'm sure he was watching that series, watching that game. So most likely herO won't be able to pull that off again. Especially so close to that series versus Serral. Like, it's been less than a week. So I'm sure that's fresh in Reynor's mind. Ooh, as we pylon block, and the third base is delayed. Nice delay here on the third. Lings are keeping up with the Adepts. And Reynor has yet to expand. Ooh, the pylon does finish, actually. Pylon finishes, Oracle's on the way. herO, he wants to get a kill on the drone. He wants to, and he will. The Lings are busy here with the Adepts. Drone goes down. Reynor is contained, forced to expand linearly instead. That's herO. Oh god! As herO does get 3 drone kills. Takes a lot of hits. He rotates, and herO, he will scout. He will confirm the hatchery. Is aware. Nice positioning here from herO, getting another Oracle, going into triple Oracle, into a third base. The pylon is still alive. Still up and running. So a very nice start for herO. And Reynor is recovering, getting into Ling speed, Evo Chamber 4+1. Committing to Lings for now. We'll focus on the pylon. Bring it down. herO is just trying to keep tabs on Reynor, keep him busy at home. No major damage. Behind this, going to his own tech, Twilight Council and a Forge, into +1 and Blink. There's +1 melee out of Reynor. Here he confirms the lair timing. Okay, there's a bit of a later lair. Lings, they go for the stalkers, and they should be able to bring them down. Catching 2 stalkers, not bad, but that does cost a lot of lings. Oh, that was 18 lings going down for 2 stalkers. And a couple of probes as well. Not bad. Oof. Getting another probe. And not quite another. Still nice counter damage here by Reynor. Just staying on top of herO. Once again, forcing him back. herO denying the 4th. And he should force... Oh, that's a kill! That should not have happened. That was not a cancel, so that is going to be quite a lot of resources down the drain here for Reynor. Ay. Gonna rebuild his 4th base, alas, otherwise distracted. He's double expanding, makes sense. Here, Reynor, he needs a 4th. And here, he's here to deny it. And once again, going for the expansion. Queens are keeping up. So here he does rotate between the bases. He doesn't quite get eyes on the 5th base, though. And so far, Reynor, he is looking to stabilize. He's getting there. Taking the bases, going for a massive ling run by. Behind this, do we have any Hydra Den? If not, infestation bits into Hive. Are we feeling lings into Ultras on El Dorado? Bold move. As Reynor, he's getting a macro hatch as well. There we go. Hive is on the way. Looks like the plan is going to be to rush into Ultras, but that does mean that he's vulnerable until then. Ling counterattack towards the 3rd. Here he does have an army in position. Lings are flooding in. Nice aces. But here is forced to recall. Yeah, he has to respect this. Forced to recall back home. 5 probe kills, not bad. Shield battery goes down. Even trading with the stalkers. Very nice damage. And with that, Reynor is buying time. He's buying a lot of time here. That was what, 8 stalkers going down. Ay. Trading minerals for gas. Much better trade for Reynor. And back at home is not going for the Ultras. Hydra Den. Interesting. Okay. So Ling Hydra. +2 melees on the way. The expansions are getting up and running. Reynor, he can now drone. Oracles, they spot the Dropper Lords. And they get the Revelation as well. At the same time, Reynor still being very Ling heavy. Just 3 Ling attacks. 1 through the center, 1 through the top, 1 through the north, 1 through the south as well. Here he does warp in. Main army's distracted. Lings hit the 3rd. Side defense not yet done. And probes are going down. In an instant, 6 probe kills. Likewise, drop into the main. Will unload in time. At least some of them will. Oof. It's one of the drop lords. herO, he defends well. Did lose 6 probes initially. Does defend. Reynor behind this. The bases are all up and running. Getting up to 80 drones. He's hitting his ideal. And this time he's taking into lurkers. This time, okay, no ultras. We're getting into the lunkers, papi. We're getting there. They slip in. Once again, able to focus on a couple of probes. 4 probes going down. Once again, a late reaction from herO, as he did not spot the drop. Behind this, going for a Dark Shrine, going into Colossus production. That I was not expecting. Okay, Bane into Colossus, not Storm. Here is building up. Which means Reynor, he's free to go into Hydra Lurker Viper, his ideal composition. Colossus are good, but they do get shut down quite hard by Vipers once we get there. Reynor for now just prioritizing Lurker tech. Oracles, they confirm the Hydras. Mortals are amassing. Once again, the Reynor going for another massive Link counterattack. One Link slips in. Here he is lacking map vision. Going for Revelations. Trying to get eyes on something here. As he does find the Lings. There we go, does find them. Here he responds. Meanwhile, Doom Drop. I mean, Reynor's been so Ling heavy this game. Spyro's on the way as well, so no Vipers. Now, because he's so Ling heavy, the counterattacks have been really good. I do worry for his defense back at home. Now, thankfully, Lurkers. Lurkers already in the center base. What about top right? What about that northern expansion? Lings will there deny the surround. Archons, they hold their own. Reynor, he's moving out with his Dropper Lords. Top right is going to fall. The mineral line as well. herO, he should have a recall. As herO does have cannons in position, but only cannons. Base goes down. 11 drones as well. Reynor catching an Immortal. Very nice. Let's get the Immortal. Stasis goes up. herO, he rotates. Ooh. Cannot push in. Gets Revelation. He gets one. He gets two. He gets three. The Lurkers, there's only three of them. Lurkers, they get shut down, and Reynor, he's in trouble. He missed the Doom Drop. Is going to unload, and herO, does he recall? He does. This time he takes it seriously. He recalls back home. Lings, they get shut down once again by the stasis traps. And herO, he shuts us down. He defends the main base. He defends the fourth. He defends the third. And now here comes Skytoss. Carriers are on the way. We do not get a repeat of Amygdala. Well, if you remember, herO, he was confident and he chose not to recoil, lost everything at home, then he just died. This time herO is keeping up. Once again, Reynor still going for those mass Ling run-bys. Your attention on these Lurkers. Things, they slip in towards the third, they slip in towards the natural. Ooh, lack of SimCity. herO, he's struggling. Yeah, massive spine shots going up here. He can't fight this head on. He's going to try though. Yeah, he's going to fail. Cannot push in. Lurkers, they hold their own. 21, 35 probes going down. Yeah, fumbled reaction from herO, losing everything in the main. At the same time, Zealot does catch some reinforcements. Base goes down, but it looks like Reynor, he's done it. He has pulled herO apart. 55 probe kills. herO, he cannot come back from this. He barely has an army. He was getting into Skytoss, getting there, but never got there. He has what? He has one carrier. He has one Tempest. Stargate went down. herO, he was just torn apart. The lack of walls, they killed him this game. There are times where herO, he's okay with it. Not this time. Decent setup here, but there's just so many Lurkers. Clerk gets activated. Does push in. Oh, Lurkers are going to be cleaned up. Nice assault here from herO. Oh, we need detection. Up. No, the Revelation misses. He misses the Revelation. Does overshoot. But herO, he keeps pushing. It's just one Lurker, to be fair. Just the one. Base is going to go down. Ooh, his army is taking a lot of free shots, though. At the same time, Reynor going for the base trade. Does move out with those Lings. herO just doesn't have much to warp in back at home. And that one Lurker, it's still popping off. It's the warp in. There we go. Lurker goes down. Lings, they shut down the third. And herO, he's all in. Completely all in. There's a cloak. Cloak gets activated. herO trying to gain ground. There's what, 6 Lurkers on the high ground. Mothership taking a lot of hits. Oh, herO, he cannot push through. Does right in the slow zone. Alas, he cannot break through. Being forced back. There's the recall. Lings, they flood into the mineral line, into the natural this time. herO protecting what he can. Reynor is down to 3 bases. Reynor heavily oversaturated, but he has an economy, which is more than I can say for herO. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Reynor, and he's amassing up more Corruptors, this time with Vipers as well. And here he's running out of steam. He's running out of steam. There's nothing left here. And Reynor, he's getting his revenge. It's not this time, hero. I got you. I mean, I'm still thinking about that amygdala game. Is what that's what I'm thinking about. Regardless of Reynor, he's stabilizing. And hero just doesn't really have much to sustain himself. He's making, what, 2 probes at a time. Can't afford an economy. Reynor long distance mining. Now here, he has potential with these Dark Templar. True, he's warping in some DTs. Is there a Spore? I mean, there's detection. There's Overseers. Spores at the top side. Overseer with the main army. DT. Shouldn't get much done. Oh! Nice yoink. Gets 1 Colossus. Ooh, barely not. Colossus does survive, but I mean, there's just no answer to all these Corruptors here. There's 2 Archons, a Carrier, a Tempest, a Mothership, and a Dream. Let's go. I mean, hero knows that he has to push. Like, he can't just stick around and do nothing at home. He has to go in. The Corruptors by themselves, they can shut down most of this army. Reynor, he respects it. Reynor, he pulls away. The base is going to go down. 11 drone kills. It's again, it's something. Gets 11 workers. Here comes the dive. Here comes the surround. Going for the slow zone. There's the recall. Oh, Carrier falls. And the Colossus. Oh god, no! The Parabomb. Split, Pappy, split. And yeah, Reynor, he's coming in for the kill. Coming to clean up whatever is left over. The Mothership, the Colossus, the Tempest, everything falls. Just not enough anti-air, not enough to deter the Corruptors. And here comes everything else. Here comes everything else. Again, hero, he came so close. Amygdala. GG gets called, and Reynor, he will take the series 3-2. He will eliminate hero from LiuLi Cup. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Reynor does claim the series, does advance on, and hero, he is out of the tournament. Big win here for Reynor. I would say an upset. Again, when it came to this series, there's a world where we don't even get to El Dorado, but of course, hero, he was, I would say, overconfident in some of the previous matches and some of the previous games, and he was punished for that overconfidence. Shout out to Reynor for having the tenacity that he did. Very impressive to see the non-stop aggression, especially on El Dorado, and I guess on Amygdala as well. That was like the start of that. But on El Dorado, seeing like the mass Ling drops. Ling drop time and time again. Ling run-bys as well. hero, of course, he's known for not having units in hold position and known for being punished for it, and he was punished for it heavily here on El Dorado, as time and time again, Lings, they rushed past the natural wall into the main, into the natural, Lings rushing into the third base, and that did cripple hero. Did cripple his economy, did it cripple his bases. GG. GG, well played. Whew. With that, Reynor does advance on, and the question becomes, who will face off against him? It's going to be another Protoss. It's going to be another Protoss player here. So Reynor, he's not out of the Protoss gauntlet yet. He may have taken down hero, but there's still another Protoss waiting for him. Which Protoss? That is the question. We're here to find out. It's going to be either MaxPax or Skillous. We got some Europe on Europe action here. Let's go. MaxPax versus Skillous is going to be coming up next here after the break. We're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be heading off for a couple of minutes. When we come back, we'll be embracing our final series of the broadcast. Meanwhile, big shout out to Percival. Annyeong haseyo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Thank you so much for the raid. We just wrapped up with hero versus Reynor. And up next is going to be a PvP between MaxPax and Skillous. So again, we're going to be going on a short break. We'll be back soon with our next match. See you soon.